Every night at 3 a.m., the girl would get up and drink a bottle of tap water, but this strange little habit ended up saving her life. That night, Daisy had just finished drinking and was about to head back, when a strange sound suddenly came from behind her. But when she went downstairs to check, she was terrified to see a huge tiger inside the house. Daisy froze on the spot. She didn't dare make a sound, afraid she'd alarm the beast below. She tiptoed back to her room and gently shut the door, but she still felt uneasy, so she quickly turned off the lights and hid herself in the dark. Then Daisy hurried to call the police, but to her despair, her phone was downstairs. What should she do now? Daisy nervously walked to the door, gently opened it, careful not to make a sound. Then she gathered her courage and slowly poked her head out. Once she was sure the tiger wasn't there, she darted into the hallway and grabbed the landline to call for help. But to her shock, there was no signal on the phone. Just then, a low growl suddenly reached her ears. She crept to the wall and was horrified to realize the tiger was coming upstairs. She didn't have time to think and rushed to her brother's room, planning to wake him up. But to her horror, the bed was empty. Daisy searched every corner, but found no trace of him. A bad feeling rose in her chest. Thinking her autistic brother might be downstairs, Daisy panicked and had no choice but to sneak back down. But it was eerily quiet. She looked around. There was no sign of him. Daisy crept to the wall again and carefully poked her head out. Once she was sure it was safe, she gathered her courage and dashed into the laundry room. Then she searched frantically. Soon she found her phone in a pocket. Daisy quickly dialed for help, but to her despair, even her phone had no signal tonight. No matter how she tried, there was never an answer. Just as Daisy was at a loss, she suddenly heard fast footsteps nearby. Daisy thought it was her brother, so she gently opened the door, tiptoed out, and softly called out, "Tom." But who would have thought that tiny sound didn't call her brother? It drew the tiger over. Daisy was terrified. She ran for her life, but when she tried to open the door, she froze in place. Despair flooded her heart. She turned and ran to another door, but to her shock, it was also nailed shut. Daisy was completely desperate. She slammed her body against the boards, trying to vent her fear, but no matter how hard she tried, the door wouldn't budge. Instead, she caught the tiger's attention. Daisy heard a roar and quickly hid in the kitchen, then climbed onto the counter, hoping to escape through the window. But to her surprise, she found a crack in the boards, so Daisy grabbed an iron and smashed at the window. Just as she was about to break it, the door suddenly shook violently, like it would split open any second. In that critical moment, Daisy jumped down, grabbed a trash can, and prepared to climb the vent. But the inside was too smooth. She couldn't get up. As the wooden door began to splinter, Daisy kicked hard, and at the last second, she finally climbed into the vent. Watching the tiger pace below, Daisy didn't even dare to breathe. Her heart pounded like thunder. Her body trembled non-stop. Even her hair was shaking. But even worse, 2 hours passed, and the tiger still wouldn't leave. After holding on for so long, Daisy's strength was fading. Sweat dripped uncontrollably. Her limbs trembled violently. Just when she was about to give up, her phone